Hello. Hi guys. So today topic is compilation of Python. So today let's talk about how the compilation of a Python works and what are all the things happen behind the scene. So in order to work with this one, you need to install Python 3. So basically in my system, I have installed Python 3. So here you can see I have installed Python 3. So how to install this Python 3 and what is the difference between Python 2 and Python 3 and which one to install, and for all these things I have made a separate video. Please go through that video and the link for that video is mentioned in the description. Okay, so let's start with the Python compilation. So I have an empty directory. Let me create some hello.py and here I create some function which takes a comma b and it return a plus b. And as of now, don't bother about like what is this function, what is this def, what is the return, and how much space you need to give here before returns and everything. These are all the basic things which I'll be going to make a separate video, and I'll explain in detail what is this one and what is the syntax, everything. So everything I'll be making a separate video. So as of now, you just see like what happens. Now this video is only for the compilation purpose, so you no need to bother about the syntax. So let's say print sum of 10 and 20. Let's say 20 is dot format sum of 10 comma 20. Let's save this one. So let me execute this one. In order to execute, you need to give Python 3 and your file hello.py. So .py is the extension which is used for the Python 3, like to execute this Python 3. So let's say like I'll rename this hello.py to hello to check like whether really that extension is required or not. So let me re-execute. So not this one, hello. See, it is executing it and it is working fine. That means internally it knows like it is a Python. So how do you know that one? There is a command in Linux that is called file. So you give hello and it enter. See here, it is telling it is a Python script and it is an ASCII text executable. So that means here it is a Python. See, the file is a command which is used to identify what type of file it is. Let's say assume like you have touch test.txt and execute file on this one. It is saying it is a text file and it is empty. So it is file is some utility functions, you can utility kind of command you can use. So it's not in our topic. Let me remove this one. So that means like you no need to have .py in order to do that one, in order to execute. So let me rename this one back hello.py. Now like what happens during the compilation? So what happens is like this hello.py is there, right? It is given to Python and it executed this one. That is happened whatever we had seen, right? So now what happened behind the scene is you have hello.py. First it compiled, then it generated an output called hello.pyc, which is nothing but an bytecode. Then it is given to PVM. PVM is nothing but Python virtual machine. So what is happening behind the scene is this hello.py is there, right? First it is getting compiled. So during the compilation it checks for all the syntax. So if the syntax is wrong, then it throws an error and it stops compiling there itself. So it won't generate this hello.pyc. So this is nothing but a bytecode, and this bytecode is given to a Python virtual machine. So the Python virtual machine is installed automatically when you install Python. Then other thing what you need to note is this PVM is different for different operating system. Basically Python is an operating system. That means it's a platform independent programming language. That means you write a program in one operating system and you can execute in any other operating system. So how it is possible? It is possible because of PVM. So the PVM is not same for all the operating system. The PVM is different for different operating system. What actually they have done is they took a source code of Python. The Python source code is there, no? That one is compiled for different operating system. That's why when you are trying to install the Python, you are installing for different operating system. That means the PVM is different for different operating system. So, but this is basically same for all the operating system, the bytecode. So that's why like whenever you give this PYC to Windows or Linux or Mac or whatever it may be, the Python take care of that. That internally, that means the PVM is taking care of executing that. So let's do some small thing, um, something with the compilation. So let me introduce some error. So let's remove this D and let me execute this python 3 hello.py. See here, like it is giving some error. So before seeing, like now I said like the compilation failed. In order to see that one, what actually you have to do is, so before to show that one, let me revert back this one. The syntax should be fine. So you have hello.py. In order to see what is happening, you have to do is python 3 -m compile all and give hello.py. See here it is saying compiling hello.py. Let's see ls. So there is one folder getting created. We'll go inside that folder and see this pyc. So this is nothing but a bytecode. So this hello is nothing but the program name, that is hello.py, and cpython is the Python, it represents Python, and 3.8 is nothing but a Python version. If I say Python 3 capital V, it says 3.8.5. This is nothing but a version. So here you can see it is a C Python. That means in simple, the earlier Python was developed using C programming language. The backbone of the entire Python is a C program. So earlier it was called as C Python. Now it is like the newer version is nothing but a Python. So you can search in a Google what is about C Python, what is the history behind that ones too. It is like a homework for you guys. So now let's say like now this PYC is generated. Let's try to run this one. See, it is executing fine. It is working fine. That means you are giving this bytecode to PVM. So directly we cannot run the PVM. So rather than that one, we are executing Python 3 and internally it runs the PVM and it gives the hello.this pyc file to that PVM and it executes. Whenever I say execute, it is nothing but an interpreter. So here you have to note down two things. Python is both compiler and an interpreter. What is meant by interpreter? So let's say, let me go back, cat hello.py. So this is our program. Once we compile this one, it created a bytecode. So bytecode is nothing but a binary which only PVM can understand. So what happened in the interpreter is it started executing the code one by one from top left corner. It goes all the way to right bottom corner. So up to here. So it keep on execute line by line. That means it keep on interpret line by line. That means whenever I say execution, it is nothing but interpret. It interprets line by line. Let's say you have error on this line after return or before print. Then it executes this many things. Then it throws an error. At the runtime, if you get any error, then the program, it stops executing that one. It stops interpreting that one. That is nothing but an interpreter. So that means Python do two things. One is compilation and another one is interpretation. So that's why we call as Python both compiler and interpreter. So this is what it happened. So now let's see like whether if we introduce a error in a compilation, like if you introduce error in your Python program, whether it compiles or not. Let me see that one. So let me remove this. Remove -r. -r means recursive. ls. Let me delete this D and let me recompile this one with the old command. Yes, see here, now it is telling it started compiling. During the process of compilation, it has found that there is a syntax error here in this line. So before this sum, there is a syntax error. That is what actually it is telling. And whenever I see what is there inside a folder, here underscore underscore py cache is not generated. That means compilation did not happen, and it did not generate the bytecode for us. So this is what actually you need to know. So let me fix that. Def wq. So now you have a program. Now in order to understand still more but better about the compilation, you need to enable a verbose. So how to do that? Python 3 -m compile all. So this is the command you are giving for compilation, right? So let's give -v. -v means enable the verbose. Enter. See here, so many things are happening behind the scene. So let me zoom out. So these are all the things happen during the stage of compilation. So it keep on import this for frozen import library, and it imported the thread from this class, and so many things are happening. So during compilation for us it looks small, but behind the scene like these are all the thing happens. So let me zoom in. Yeah, now you can see. So let me remove this. So -r means recursive. ls. Yeah guys, so this is all with respect to Python, the compilation of a Python. So before studying any programming language, you should know how the things happen. So how the compilation work, even whether it's Python program or C program or Java program or whichever the programming language, first you need to understand the things happen behind the scene. So if you know this one, you know like how the thing happen and how can you debug, and if any problem comes whenever you are writing a code for big projects, so you could able to analyze, you know, like now what is the thing happen behind the scene. So let's say you have 10 files and all the 10 files are generated .py, that is nothing but a Python pyc, that bytecode. So whenever you change one or two files, and during the compilation of the next time, the Python will not compile all 10 files. It compiles only 2 files which you have edited. So that is nothing but it looks for the recent timestamp change, then it compiles that one. So that is the optimization happened behind the scene. So these are all the things you should know before you learn Python. So you should learn how the compilation happens and what are all the things happen behind the scene. If you know this one, you know the language better. Yes guys, these are all the things about compilation. So if you like this video, please share, subscribe and put your comments, and if you have any doubts, please keep all those things in your comment box, so I'll gonna reply on that one. And if you need any of the videos, I gonna make a new video for that. So that is all for now. So thank you and bye bye.